Today I'm making a simple hamburger mac and cheese using home canned ground beef. I'm also using a home canned jar of basil diced tomatoes. You could replace that with Rotel. Just FYI, I love that 4 jars jar opener. I started by draining my ground beef into the pot that I'm going to cook my pasta in. I added 4 quarts of water and some salt, and I'm using bow tie pasta today because that's all I have. Normally I would use elbow macaroni. While my pasta is cooking, I'm going to heat up my hamburger meat. To my ground beef, I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of garlic and about an onion. I'm using red onion because that's what I have. Now I'm just going to cook that until my onions are translucent. Now I'm going to add my tomatoes and some seasoning. Use whatever seasonings you like. I use Tony Chachere's in this. I'm not going to add any additional salt because I'm going to make a cheese sauce using Velveeta, and to me Velveeta has a lot of sodium in it. Now because I had about 3/4 of a block of Velveeta that I wanted to use up, I made way too much cheese sauce. I started with half a stick of butter and I added about 1/4 cup of flour. And you just want to cook this for probably about 3 minutes to let the flour not really brown but cook and get rid of that raw flour taste. Then I added 4 cups of milk. I went ahead and added my pasta to the hamburger meat. I've turned it down on low and I'm just going to let that stay warm while I finish the cheese sauce. It takes about 10 minutes for the Velveeta to completely melt and incorporate, and you don't want to walk away from it. When you're making a cheese sauce, it's very easy for the cheese to scorch on the bottom of your pan. Once the Velveeta is completely melted and my cheese sauce is smooth, I added that to the skillet with my beef mixture, and my skillet was a little full. Even starting with 2 pounds of ground beef, I wish I had cut the cheese sauce in half. To finish this, I topped it with a little bit of cheddar cheese and some dried parsley from my garden, and I let it sit for about 5 minutes for that cheese sauce to thicken up. And even with too much cheese, it was really tasty. And that's a simple weeknight meal using home canned ground beef.